Welcome to RankLens. Today, we count down the top 10 longest-running animated TV series. When you think of the longest-running TV shows, you might picture American sitcoms or Japanese anime franchises. But when it comes to animated television, the winners aren't who you'd expect. Today, we're counting down the 10 longest-running animated series in broadcast history shows that have aired for decades, racking up thousands upon thousands of episodes. Some have aired weekly for generations. Others beam into homes every single night. One entry on this list has hit over 22,000 episodes. That's a number so massive, it barely feels real. Let's dive in, starting at number 10. At number 10, we have Gopal Bhar, an Indian animated series that has crossed the 1,000-episode threshold. This show draws from real history. The character is based on Gopal Bhar, an actual 18th-century court jester from Bengal, a folk hero whose stories have been retold for centuries. The series airs on Star Jalsha, one of the biggest Bengali language broadcasters, cementing itself as a staple of children's entertainment across the region. What makes Gopal Bhar work is its perfect blend of timeless appeal. It weaves together historical folklore with slapstick humor that keeps kids laughing while introducing them to their cultural heritage. The jester's antics have proven so durable that they've carried the show across 20 years and counting. In a region hungry for locally rooted children's content, Gopal Bhar remains an institution. At number 9 sits Detective Conan, another 1,000-episode heavy hitter that premiered way back in January 1996. This mystery anime follows Shinichi Kudo, a high school detective who's been mysteriously shrunk to the size of a child. 30 years of airing, and his true identity remains unsolved. A narrative hook so strong it has kept audiences hooked through hundreds of cases. The show is adapted from Gosho Aoyama's manga, which launched even earlier in 1994 and continues to this day. What's remarkable is Detective Conan's staying power in cinema. The franchise releases theatrical films every single year, and these movies consistently rank among Japan's highest-grossing animated releases. 1,000 episodes of mystery, and the detective's case still isn't closed. At number 8, we jump to India with Motu Patlu, a 1,000-episode comedy that originated in Lotpot magazine, a legendary Indian comics publication that's been running since the 1960s. These two bumbling best friends have become household names, thanks in large part to their home on Nickelodeon India, where Motu Patlu consistently ranks among the nation's top children's shows. The appeal is simple but genius: slapstick humor, friendship, and an absolutely iconic running gag: Motu's obsession with samosas. In a country with hundreds of millions of kids and a thriving animation industry, Motu Patlu has stood out as a genuine national treasure, proving that you don't need cutting-edge animation to create a show that lasts. The samosa jokes never got old. At number 7 comes Crayon Shin-chan, the mischievous 5-year-old who's been entertaining audiences since April 1992. That's over 30 years of continuous broadcast on TV Asahi. What's wild is that the show not only survived, it thrived after the tragic death of creator Yoshito Usui in 2009, proving that the character had become bigger than any one person. Shin-chan is technically a children's show, but it's become famous worldwide for humor that absolutely appeals to adults. Crude jokes, absurdist situations, and a complete disregard for propriety. Parents watch it alongside their kids. It's this crossover appeal that's kept Crayon Shin-chan fresh through 1,000 episodes and counting. The little troublemaker has proven that good comedy transcends age groups. At number 6, we have the original 1979 series of Doraemon, which notched up an impressive 2,000 episodes before it was rebooted. This robot cat from the future ran for over 25 years on TV Asahi, a stunning achievement in Japanese television. The show is based on Fujio's manga, which launched in 1969, so the property itself has been beloved for over 50 years. What made Doraemon's longevity possible was pure storytelling genius, the Gadget of the Week format. Every episode, a new impossible invention solves a problem or creates chaos. That structure gave the writers an essentially infinite supply of story ideas. 2,000 episodes of imaginative sci-fi comedy. That's the power of a really solid premise. At number 5, we travel to Germany with Die Sendung mit der Maus, the show with the mouse, which premiered way back in 1971 on the German public broadcaster ARD. This unassuming children's program has aired for over 50 years and has become so culturally ingrained that the mouse is now among the most recognized characters in all of German culture. Up there with figures that have been around for centuries. The show's signature format, How Things Work, segments, has educated generations of German children, breaking down complex processes into simple, visual explanations. It's pure educational television, done right, no flash, no gimmicks, just curiosity and clarity. The mouse's gentle wisdom has made it a national institution. Over 2,000 episodes later, Die Sendung mit der Maus remains as relevant as ever. At number 4, we encounter Sazae-san, a series that holds perhaps the most prestigious record on this list, the Guinness World Record for longest-running animated television series. Sazae-san has aired on Fuji TV every single Sunday since 1969. That's over 55 years without missing a week. 3,000 episodes of a multi-generational family comedy, chronicling the everyday joys and struggles of a post-war Japanese household. What makes Sazae-san truly special is the legacy of its source material. The manga was pioneered by Machiko Hasegawa, a trailblazing female cartoonist in an era when women in comics were nearly unheard of. Her warm, humorous take on domestic life gave the anime a depth and authenticity that's proven timeless. Sazae-san didn't just break records, it set the standard for what longevity in animation could mean. At number 3, we reach Eth3000Ys, A Blue Cat, a Chinese educational series that ranks among the most innovative entries on this list. The show's entire structure is built around answering children's science and nature questions, a format that gave it an essentially limitless 6-episodic foundation. Why does rain happen? How do plants grow? What's inside a volcano? Each question becomes an episode. Blue Cat was also a landmark in Chinese animation history. It was among the first Chinese cartoons to be distributed nationwide via cable television, reaching millions of kids across the country at once. This wasn't a niche show, it was a national phenomenon. 3,000 episodes of curiosity-driven storytelling, proving that education doesn't have to feel like a lecture. The show became as beloved for its methodology as for its content. At number 2, we have Pleasant Goat and Big Big Wolf, a Chinese series that debuted in 2005 and essentially ondadamaji Chinese children's entertainment within years. The premise is elegantly simple. A wolf constantly tries to catch goats. The goats constantly outsmart him. An echo of the classic cat-and-mouse dynamic that animation has relied on since the beginning. What elevated this show into the stratosphere was its cultural resonance. It sparked one of China's highest-grossing animated film franchises, with theatrical releases that regularly broke box office records. 3,000 episodes built an IP so powerful that it transcended television and became a multimedia phenomenon. The show proved that simple, clever premises can carry massive longevity if they connect with the right audience at the right moment. Pleasant Goat and Big Big Wolf became a generation's childhood. And finally, at number 1, the absolute champion, Sandmännchen, a series that has aired every single evening since 1959. We're talking about 22,000 episodes. 22,000. To put that in perspective, that's nearly twice as many episodes as any other show on this entire list. How is this possible? Because Sandmännchen isn't a weekly show. It's a daily institution. Every night, families tune in for a bedtime story from the Sandman, the character who sprinkles sleep dust on children. Originally an East German children's program created during the Cold War, Sandmännchen outlasted the country that created it. After reunification, rather than disappearing, the show was embraced across all of Germany, a piece of cultural continuity in a fractured nation. That's 67 years of nightly broadcasts, accumulating episodes at a pace no other show can match. Sandmännchen isn't just the longest-running animated series, it's a monument to the power of consistency. These 10 shows reveal something profound about animation as an art form. Longevity isn't about flashy technology or cinematic budgets. It's about finding a core idea that works, populating it with characters people genuinely care about, and staying the course for decades. Sazae-san proved that family comedy survives generational shifts. Detective Conan showed that mystery hooks viewers for 30 years. Sandmännchen demonstrated that a simple, nightly ritual can accumulate into something unprecedented. These aren't shows that chase trends. They became traditions. In an era of streaming, algorithm churn, and endless competition, these shows remind us that sometimes the most powerful thing a show can be is reliable, consistent, and genuinely loved. And that's the top 10 longest-running animated TV series. If you enjoyed this countdown, subscribe to RankLens for more.